Namaskar. Hello learners. Welcome to this session on DPVE and Overview. I am Professor Grace Nemching from School of Extension and Development Studies. I'm also the Program Coordinator for DPVE, which is Diploma in Value Education. Let me start with why value education is important. Why such a program, which is DPVE, was launched by our school in IGNOU. This particular program, which is Diploma in Value Education, was launched in 2021. And the main reason behind launching of this particular value education program, Diploma, is because we felt that value education is very important, it is very significant, and it helps students develop a strong sense of right and wrong and promotes qualities like honesty, integrity, and empathy. And these qualities, which are honesty, integrity, and empathy, are important for personal growth and for building a harmonious society. So this was one of the factor in developing such a program, wherein we felt that value education will help in the personal growth as well as in the harmonious growth of the society. Because when we are talking about values like honesty, integrity, these values are very important for people in the society and for people to become a good citizen of the society. A person who is a good citizen of the society is invariably a good citizen of the country. When we are talking about value education, we are talking about why values are needed in such a complex and constantly evolving world. Values such as resilience, in terms of tolerating, able to tolerate, resilience, in spite of having many obstacles, how we emerge stronger. That is resilience. Integrity and humility are now more important in professionals and leaders across organizations. The aim of education must be more than just preparing the youth for the work ecosystem. It needs to equip them with values to become responsible and compassionate citizens. So when we are talking about value education, it is not just preparing the youth for the work ecosystem. It is not just preparing youth to work, but also value education equip them with the values to become responsible, compassionate citizen. These are very important qualities. And if you are compassionate, if you are a responsible citizen, then the country would also develop in more ways than one. When we are talking about value education, the importance of value education was also felt in the National Education Policy of 2020, which emphasized the integration of value education throughout the curriculum. Value education focuses on cultivating ethical principles, moral values, and positive attitudes in students, preparing them to be responsible and conscientious citizens. When we are talking about preparing students, when we are talking about inculcating positive attitude, it means that when people in the society have positive outlook in life, when people talk and think positively about certain issues, then it leads to a lot of happiness all around, happiness for himself or herself, and also spreading of happiness because you have a positive attitude. And also, when we are talking about values, we are talking about the ethical values, we are talking about the moral values. So NEP, the National Education Policy of 2020, emphasizes the integration of value education throughout the curriculum. National Education Policy 2020 views value education as crucial for developing well-rounded individuals. It aims to instill core constitutional values, ethical reasoning, empathy, respect for diversity, and a sense of social responsibility. This integration supports the overall development of students beyond mere academic knowledge. So NEP 2020 views value education as crucial for all individual to have a well-rounded development. We are talking about social responsibility in terms of you give back to the society. If you are successful in life, you give back to the society in the form of financial aids, in the form of education, and so on and so forth. You also have empathy for others. When we are talking about empathy means you are able to place yourself in somebody's position. Let's say somebody has lost a job, somebody has lost a house, somebody has lost his or her income. The ability to empathize with that person means that the ability to think or place yourself in that person position is called empathy. And also respect for diversity. Our beautiful country Bharat is a land of diversity. We talk about unity in diversity. We have many states, we have many culture, we have many cuisine, we have many religion, we have many ways of living. But when we are talking about these diversities, the very fact that we are all Indians, the very fact that कि हम भारत के निवासी हैं, it shows the unity in diversity, in spite of the diversity in terms of your culture, in terms of the languages you speak, in terms of the religion, in terms of the food or the clothes you wear. We are what is called unity in diversity, which is a very significant feature of what makes us proud Indians. When we are talking about value education, in terms of NEP, like I said, it talks about how well-rounded individuals is necessary. So value education leads to well-rounded individuals. And when we are talking about value education imparts values to make a person responsible, compassionate, and it goes beyond your academic qualification. It goes beyond what you have learned in the walls of your classrooms. It goes beyond your just having some academic knowledge. It leads to empathy, it leads to sensitivity, it leads to respect for others. So this is value education when NEP says and view value education as crucial for developing well-rounded individual. When we are talking about value education, when we are talking about why Diploma in Value Education was developed and launched by School of Extension of Development Studies in IGNOU, we have seen and we have been aware that there are a lot of social malaises, there are a lot of social evils which are in our society today. There are a lot of social evils in terms of people killing each other, crime which are committed against women and children, robbing a person, corruption, road rage, the want for accumulating wealth, people a lot of people are not satisfied with what they have. They want more and more and more. They want to accumulate wealth. They want to have power. They want to have status at any cost. And because of this, it has led to the loss of humanness in us. It has led to loss in our connect with other individuals or humans in human beings in the society. We have a very long legacy wherein our culture is very ancient, our culture is very old, and we also have a lot of history with regard to our Indian culture. But the want for accumulation of wealth, the want to pursue status at any cost has led to materialistic pursuit, materialistic want to be above our spiritual development, and the reality of our ancient culture, where beautiful thoughts, beautiful beautiful knowledge has been inspired by our ancient culture, is just remaining in the pages or scriptures of our history. We are now just thinking about materialistic pursuit. We are just thinking about to gain more and more at the expense of the cost of humanness in us. And when I talk about humanness in us, it means the human relations which is between members of the society. A lot of times, our relationship within our family, with our neighbors or with our co-workers have also suffered, because we may not want to give up our materialistic pursuit at the cost of establishing a better relationship with our family members or with our neighbors or with our co-workers. So this is what is meant when we are talking about trying to accumulate or pursuing wealth, status, and power at the cost of humanness in us. We see that our social environment is degrading and declining. There is an increased mental health problems in recent years, poverty, overcrowdedness, inequity in terms of access to basic amenities, basic facilities is missing. We have overcrowded places. We have the living conditions going down. We have a lot of problems with regard to unemployment, job insecurity. There is a lot of inequality between people who have access to basic facilities like drinking, housing, sanitation, education, health. We see that our society today, there is a lot of differences. There is a lot of inequality in terms of people who do not even have basic facilities like drinking, sanitation, housing, education, health. So all these are creating problems in the society today. Then also we see that a lot of marriages are breaking down. We see that there are a lot of disasters which are happening. There are wars which are taking place. So there are a lot of conflicts, internal conflicts which are taking place in our society today. So this is the reason why our social environment needs to come up. We should be able to inculcate good values in us, in our children. Overall, within the members of the society, so that we are able to save our social environment from declining, to save our social environment from deteriorating. I have talked about corruption. I have talked about how it is becoming a widespread, deep-rooted problem. And because of corruption, because of wanting to have, quick access to power, quick access to money, corruption has spread. It is a very major social evil which is affecting members of our society today. Values are the standards that group members share, by which they judge whether an action or even an object is good, right, and lawful. Values originate in the social cultural milieu of a social system, and thus they are governed by the standards of the society. It is due to this reason that the values of one social group differ from that of the other. So the reason why one should inculcate values is because values teaches a person what is lawful. It teaches a person what is right or wrong. It teaches a person what is illegal. It teaches a person what is lawful. So values are very much needed, which is why value has to be inculcated in the society. And when we are talking about inculcation of values, there are a lot of people who play a very important role in inculcating values. Parents, who are one of the most important, they are one of the most important part. They play a very important part in inculcating values, because when a child is born, the first school of socialization, the first learning that a child gets is from his or her parents. So the role of the parents is very important. Then the values which are inculcated, which are transmitted by the parents, grandparents, and other close relatives to the child, is very important. So parents' involvement of the grandparents, involvement of close relatives is very important. Educational institution, peer also plays an important role in inculcating values. Parents is very important because they are the first school of learning. They are the first people who tell you what values are, tell you what is right and wrong, and also the importance of educational institutions, schools, college, university, because you spend a lot of years in educational institutions. So the role of educational institution is also very important to inculcate values. And also the role of peer group. Peer group means people who are your friends, people of the same age, wherein you are friends with people of your age group, people who with whom you share your likes and dislikes. So peer group is also very important to share or to inculcate values in close friend network. Now let us come to Diploma in Value Education. I have discussed about what values are, or what is value education, and what was the reason, what was the factors behind developing such a program, which is Diploma in Value Education. Diploma in Value Education is a one-year diploma program. That is, within 1 year, minimum is 1 year. After 1 year, you can give your term and examination. You can complete Diploma in Value Education within 3 years, the eligibility is 10+2. However, those who have completed bachelor's and other higher qualifications are most welcome to this program. Print materials is supported with audio and video programs that are provided to the students. For example, right now I am talking to you through Gyan Darshan. This is one way by which we are supporting students. So this is one way. Then we have audio, which is Gyan Vani, through which counseling is done. Then we have print materials, which are your self-learning materials. The objective of Diploma in Value Education is to orient the target groups for integrating values in their transactional process of teaching and learning, to generate awareness and interest for inculcating positive values among teachers, professionals, students, parents, and the community, to develop awareness and societal responsibility among NGOs, government employees, and civil society organization. Diploma in Value Education has what is called a continuous evaluation. There are 2 ways by which you have to give your continuous evaluation. One is assignments and one is your term and examination. If you are enrolled in DPVE in the January session, then you can give your exam, your term and exam in December 2026. And to give this term and examination in 2026, you have to complete assignments for DPVE. The completed assignments in your own handwriting have to be submitted by students to the respective study centers. And if no study centers exist, then the assignments can be sent to me, DPVE Coordinator, SOEDS, Block 15F, IGNOU, Maidangari, Delhi, 110068. Diploma in Value Education before July 2025 session. This particular program has 6 courses, which is BEDS 01, BDS 002, BEDS 003, BEDS 004, BEDS 005, and BEDS 006. All together, there are 6 courses, and total credits are 32. Like I said before, you have to give your assignments and you have to give your term and examination to get a certificate, to get your degree in Diploma in Value Education. All assignments and all the term and examination, you have to get 40% each in your assignments and in your term examination to get the degree. The weightage for assignments would be 30% and the weightage for term and examination would be 70%. Let me repeat this again. DPVE, for DPVE, the evaluation methodology before July 2025 is that the term and examination carries a weightage of 70%. The assignments carry a weightage of 30%. To get the degree, you have to get 40% each in the courses, the assignments of the courses that you give, and also in the term and examination paper. DPV assignments for July session should be submitted by 31st March, and for January session by 30th September if dates not extended by university. So learners, if you are enrolled in the January session 2026, the assignments can be submitted by September 30th, 2026. And if you are enrolled for July 2026 session, then the assignments can be submitted by March 2027. Assignments are available in IGNOU website. And let me tell you that the last date, you have to stick to the last date. If dates are not extended, then you have to submit within the stipulated time. For DPVE course structure after July 2025 session onwards, we have BEDS 101, BEDS 102, BEDS 005, BEDS 006, DNHE 1, DNHE 2. This also has weightage of 30% for assignments as well as term and examination. But the only difference, dear learners, is that in the July 2025 session, that is the session before July 2025 session, students have to get 40% each in assignment and term and examination to get the degree. However, students who are enrolled from July 2025 session onwards, you have to get 35% and above in both assignments and in the term and examination to get the degree. And dear learners, let me tell you that in this particular program, DPVE for July 2025 session onwards, there are two electives, which is DNHE 1 and DNHE 2. Student can choose any one elective. Altogether, Diploma in Value Education from July 2025 session, the credit, there are 40 credits, which is different from DPVE, Diploma in Value Education. Before July 2025, it was of 32 credits, but July 2025 onwards, you have 40 credits, and you have two electives. You have to select one elective either to DNHE 1 and DNHE 2. Both these electives have practicals, but they are integrated with the theory. There are questions which will be based from theory as well as the practical manual with regard to the elective. So dear students, today I have discussed about Diploma in Value Education and overview. I hope this session was helpful to some extent. Thank you so much. Namaskar.